Gauri Ma, a monastic disciple of Sri Ramakrishna, by Swami Shivatatvananda. Published by Mother's Trust / Mother's Place. Translator's Note. It was at the Vivekananda Vedanta Society of Chicago that we first heard about Sannyasini Mataji Gauri Ma. Swami Bhashyananda, a monk of the Ramakrishna order and head of the Vivekananda Vedanta Society in Chicago and the Vivekananda Monastery and Retreat in Ganges, Michigan, would read and translate the story of her life to us from the original Marathi. It was a tale that captivated our hearts and minds. Years later, as our memories dimmed, we longed to hear the story of her life once again and share it with others. That was the motivation that began this book. Swami Bhashyananda gave us all the encouragement we needed. The task was formidable, and many long hours were spent on the project. But it was a source of great joy to us. This short biography by Swami Shivatatvananda, a monk of the Ramakrishna order, was first published in 3 parts in the magazine Jivan Vikas in the year March 1960. Jivan Vikas was a Marathi journal on spiritual matters published by Sri Ramakrishna Ashram, Nagpur, India. The biography was also presented in book form entitled Aghor Mani and Gauri Ma, published by the ashram at Nagpur. Swami Vyoma Rupananda, president of Nagpur Ashram, has very graciously given Mother's Trust / Mother's Place permission to publish this English translation. We are grateful to him for this kindness. Translating the book presented quite a challenge. To us, the original Marathi, with its richer vocabulary, seemed far better for narrating a spiritual story than English. Through the tireless efforts and sincerity of Professor Sahasrabuddhe, Indu Sahasrabuddhe, and Indra Makhija, and with the help of Swami Bhashyananda, the bulk of the translation was completed. Many long hours were spent at the Vedanta Society working on the text. Others helped in preparing this translation for publishing. Geeta Makhija and Nagu Kant typed the manuscript on computer. Judy Lawrence edited the first draft. We wish to extend our heartfelt thanks to her for a job well done. The final editing was done by Pamela White. She did an excellent job, and suddenly the original Marathi seemed to melt into English. Our deepest gratitude goes to her for all the work she has done. A few paragraphs have been moved in the text in the interest of preserving continuity for the benefit of Western readers. Aside from this, we have remained faithful to the original. Through the generosity of Lex Hickson and Richard Prescott, the publishing of this book was made possible. Our deepest thanks go to them for their generous support. We would also like to thank Huston Smith for his encouragement and best wishes throughout the preparation of this text. Mother's Trust/Mother's Place, the publisher of this book, is an ashram in Ganges, Michigan. With great joy, we present to you this biography of Gauri Ma. Foreword. Sri Ramakrishna, the prophet of Dakshineshwar, was born in the year 1836. Through a life of intense spiritual practice, great revelation, and heartfelt compassion, he profoundly affected the people around him. Through his unfailing insistence of God realization as the be-all and end-all of life, Sri Ramakrishna inspired his disciples with a new vision of life's goal and meaning. To him, love of God and realization of the divine must find expression through acts of loving kindness and service to others as manifestations of God. Nowhere was this found manifested to a greater degree than in the life of Sri Sarada Devi, the Holy Mother. Not only was she the Master's partner in his life's work, but she was also the sacred place wherein he worshipped the Divine Mother. So she stands revealed today, a great goddess ready to receive all her children alike with a mother's heart, suffused with a love and compassion that embraces with equal warmth the rich and the poor, the young and the old, the saint and the sinner, the householder and the monastic. She shows the way to live a peaceful and spiritual life amid even the most trying worldly circumstances. Each of Sri Ramakrishna's spiritual children has something to offer. The Master was a mighty spring, his disciples so many powerful streams carrying his message forward. Here is an account of the life of one monastic disciple of Sri Ramakrishna and companion of Sri Sarada Devi. Her name was Mataji Gauri Mata Puri Devi, also known as Gauri Ma. During Gauri Ma's stay at Dakshineshwar, the Master, Sri Ramakrishna, gave her the ochre cloth that Indian monks and nuns wear. He gave her a new name for the new life, Gauriananda. Commissioned by Sri Ramakrishna to help relieve the plight of women, to attend to their miseries and afflictions, she did not rest content with her own salvation or self-realization. She understood the real position of women and the tragic gulf between what they were and what they should be. The Master opened her eyes to their problems. Sunk in ignorance, dependence, and misery, deprived of all rights, kept down by grinding superstitions and obsolete social practices, they were to be her special field of work. Sri Ramakrishna knew his agent. He knew that for the service of women, such service as he wanted, Mataji Gauri Ma would be invaluable. Her purity of body and mind, her determination in doing what she knew needed to be done, her courage, and her deep religious faith made her singularly fitted for the Master's work. To accomplish the Master's will, Gauri Ma selected a plot of land in northern Calcutta. Sri Sarada Devi, the Holy Mother, personally visited the site and expressed her satisfaction. Here, Gauri Ma started an ideal institution named after and dedicated to Sri Sarada Devi. The Sri Saradeswari Ashram was established in 1895 and was based on the life and ideals of Sri Ramakrishna, having Sri Sarada Devi as the central spiritual inspiration. The Holy Mother was glad that Sri Saradeswari Ashram was close to her Calcutta residence. Gauri Ma would call on Mother frequently whenever she needed advice. The Holy Mother graced the ashram on occasions and was a source of great joy and inspiration to the residents of the ashram. Their love and regard for Holy Mother, their devotional spirit, their plain and simple living and high principles pleased the Holy Mother greatly. She appreciated Gauri Ma's plan of work. The ashram was very dear to her, to the extent that she said, "Those who render any small service to the ashram had already bought their seats in Vaikuntha, or heaven." Since 1895, the ashram, as a convent, has made it possible for many women to lead dedicated spiritual lives. Over 200 nuns presently live at 3 centers: the headquarters at 26 Gauri Mata Sarani, Calcutta, India, and branch centers at Navadvip and Giridih. Each center has a free girls' school, boarding for students, and accommodations for women, whether as guests or women in need. Classes are mostly taken by the sannyasinis and brahmacharinis. The administration of the institution is entirely in the hands of women. At the base is the Matri Sangha, comprising the sannyasinis of the order, and at the apex are the trustees, appointed under the trust established by the revered Gauri Mata. The trustees are assisted by an executive committee and an advisory board, the membership of which is held by men and women. Swami Vivekananda wrote, "There is no chance for the welfare of the world unless the condition of women is improved. It is not possible for a bird to fly on only one wing. Hence, in the Ramakrishna incarnation, the acceptance of women as a guru. Hence, his practicing in the women's garb and attitude. Hence, too, his preaching the motherhood of women as the representations of the Divine Mother. Hence, it is my first endeavor to start a mutt or a convent for women. This mutt shall be the origin of Gargis and Maitreys and women of even higher attainments than these." Letters of Swami Vivekananda. Please show this letter to Gauri Ma, Yogin Ma, etc., and through them establish a women's mutt. Let Gauri Ma be the president there. I shall supply all necessary expenses for that work also. Letter from England, 1896. After returning from his first visit to the West, Swami Vivekananda told Gauri Ma, "I have talked to the Western people about you and shall take you there." Unfortunately, this never happened during her lifetime. In a way, though, the Swami's wish to bring her to the West is now fulfilled with the establishment of Mother's Trust/Mother's Place. The nuns of Mother's Trust/Mother's Place received their inspiration and formal vows from the Mataji of Sri Saradeswari Ashram, who was the direct disciple and companion of Gauri Ma from age 4. It was Swami Bhashyananda's wish that this book of the life and teachings of Sannyasini Gauri Ma should be published. He understood that many knew about Swami Vivekananda, but not about Mataji Gauri Ma. He felt that Western devotees needed to know her life and that women specially needed her as a monastic role model, exemplifying the ideals of Sri Ramakrishna and Sri Sarada Devi. His wish was that her life would vivify alongside Swami Vivekananda's and bring balance to the Vedanta movement in the West. Swami Bhashyananda inspired devotees to read and meditate on Gauri Ma's life. For Gauri Ma was to be the inspiration behind what he saw manifesting in Ganges, Michigan, an ashram for women dedicated to the worship of God in the social service of women and children in transition. Mother's Trust/Mother's Place has become such a place with support coming from men and women alike. With love and reverence, we offer this book at the holy feet of Sri Ramakrishna and Sri Sarada Devi, and we dedicate it with love and appreciation to Swami Bhashyananda in this year, 1994, the year of the centenary celebrations commemorating the founding of Sri Saradeswari Ashram.